Look at my palette. It is a total hot mess. The bulk of the colors that I'm mixing are all falling in this realm as well as down here. And these spaces are much larger than they usually are when I work my palette. I tend to be a little bit more restrained and try to sort of contain a little bit more than I have here. But I want to share with you why this is significant or important. So let's take this area up here where I'm mixing some blues and greens and darks. And, you know, really what I have is a giant puddle of mud, but I'm able to push and pull it in different directions by taking my brush and picking up, let's say, a little bit of this light ultramarine and adding it to the puddle. And then coming over to my painting and making a mark. And that theory or philosophy will go to any color that I mix out of this little puddle of mud here, or neutral color. I can really control which way I take it. And while it all looks really similar here on inside my palette, I want to show you my painting and let you see what happens when you work with things that are similar but different. So this lower portion of the painting all came out of those two puddles, the purplish one and the blue, the one I called green, but it actually looks kind of more umber or brown. But you know, when I work, I load my brush with my color, I make my marks with intention, and then when I run out of paint, I go back, I change the color a tiny bit, load it up again, and come back and continue my marks. So when I mean I load my brush, I mean I'm stacking my brush with the paint, and then let's say that this is where I'm starting. So I stacked my brush, I mixed this green, and I put this dab in, and these dabs, and this dab, and then I went back to my palette, and I changed that green, and I made it a little bit darker, and I made these marks. And then I went back, and I loaded it up, and I made it a little bit darker still. And I continue that process, pushing and pulling my color from that puddle of mud in whatever direction I want, making these marks and carrying the shape or the form down my canvas. And that's how you get these really luscious steps of color in your piece. Now I did the exact same approach with the negative space or the backlighting on these trees. Here I started with this fleshy peachy color, and then I gradually made it a little bit darker, graying it out, bringing it closer to the blue, and then coming around here, bringing it closer to a different blue, then adding a little bit of purple. Okay, the pink here is underpainting. These are peekaboo pockets. And then going back up and mixing this blue and purple together until I got this really fantastic sweep. And you can actually see across the top of the bear, do you see how this blue follows up that shape, and then the blue becomes more of a goldeny yellow, and that sweeps across the top and down here to this darker brown. So really working my palette in this way is key part as to how I get all those different similar colors. It's utilizing this paint, this box, this system to enable me to keep my paint wet and then to continually push or pull my puddles or pools of color into the direction that I want for the painting. And if I'm always using the same colors, so I've laid these colors out at the beginning of this particular painting, and these are the only colors that I'm going to use in this particular painting, every single combination that I make, every single mixture that I make with just these colors is going to automatically be harmonic with this painting because all of those colors are playing together in the palette. Just a little color tip from me. Thanks for watching.